Hello, Marin.fit. Today we're going to be doing a SANDBELL HIIT workout. You'll see the exercises here, 10 exercises. 60 seconds of work, 15 seconds of recovery, up to you how long you would like this workout to be. For about a 15 to 20 minute class, do a warm-up, complete the round one time, and then cool down. For a 30 to 40 minute class, do the rounds 2 times. And then for a 45 to 1 hour class, do the rounds 3 times through. All right, so I'll begin by setting up the exercises and then we'll get right into it. So, all right, here we go. So here are the exercises. We're gonna start with a parallel swing. You'll notice my lovely assistant in the background. If you have more than one size SANDBELL, go ahead and keep them both, or if you have 3 close to you. All right, so parallel swing. I'm gonna be using my 10-pound weight, so you can go ahead and set yourself up. 10-pound weight, parallel swing, toes and knees are pointed forward, and I'm just gonna send the SANDBELL behind and then drive through the heels. From a profile perspective, hips down and back, heavy in the heels, and then I'm switching at the top, really driving through those heels as I come out of that parallel swing. Second exercise is a hinge and row. If you have a heavier weight, go ahead and use that. If you have 2, you can also double up. So I have a 10, I have an 8. I'm actually going to double it up here. With my hinge, my legs are straight, not locked. All right, so I want to keep a micro bend there. I'm going to hinge at the hips, lead with my chest, and I'm going to take those bells down. I'm going to add a little row. I'm going to release the row and then release the hinge. So lead with your chest, keep those legs straight, not locked. And go ahead and take it down, hit a row, release the row, and then drive through those heels. All right, third exercise is a burpee. I would transition down to a lighter, medium or light, so I'm using my 8 here. I'm gonna take my SANDBELL up. I'm gonna slam it down as hard as I can. SANDBELLs love abuse. I'm gonna drop those hands, shoot my feet, shoot those feet back in and up. All right, drop down, bend those knees, come into that deep squat position before hitting that burpee. Modify this by slowing it down, right? Burpees aren't for all of us. We can slow it down by walking into the plank position. All right, third exercise. I'm gonna come back to my medium or heavy weight. I'm using my 10 here. Sumo squat with a flip. Chest is lifted, toes and knees pointed out. Wider stance this time. I'm gonna drop low into a sumo squat. Tap that bell on the ground. Drive through my heels, come up, and then add a little flip. Take it down, come up, and then add a little flip. Good, chest stays lifted from my profile. It's all about up and down, very little front to back, up and down with my sumo squat. All right, so those are the 4 exercises that we're gonna be doing. Actually, we have one more. One more standing, and then we're gonna take it to the ground. So, standing side bends. Nice wide stance, knees are soft. A little bit of a bend there, not quite 45 degrees. SANDBELL's right behind my head, right behind my neck, and I'm just gonna drive those elbows down. Hinging at the hips, hinging at that waistline, elbow to knees. So sit nice and low on those legs, drive it down, obliques and lower abs. All right, we're gonna transition down to the floor. So come onto your mat, grab a mat. And we have a Russian toe touch to start. I'm gonna use my 10-pound weight again. All right, so come onto your backs, feet straight up, flex your feet, press your heels together, take that SANDBELL up, tuck your belly button into your spine, and then take those legs down. So we're just gonna hit for the first 30 seconds, leg lifts, and then we're gonna transition when we hear that bell to a toe touch. Modify those leg drops with single leg drops, right? So 30 seconds, down and up, and then the last 30 seconds, we're gonna hit that toe touch with the SANDBELL. Next exercise is a Russian twist. So we come up into a V-sit position. Heels can be up, heels can be grounded, arms can be long, arms can be bent. And I'm gonna tap my SANDBELL side to side. Obliques, lower abs, really force that rotation by tapping the SANDBELL on the ground next to those hips. Next exercise is a snowball. Back onto our backs. We're gonna start in a little snowball tuck position. My SANDBELL is touching my laces, if I can, And then I'm going to pull my belly button in towards my spine, keeping my lower back pressed against the mat. Extend out and in. Adjust this by how low you take those heels. The lower to the ground, stronger the gravitational pull. Modify this by taking it up to 45. You can also modify these by taking them one at a time. All right, next exercise is a weighted windshield. We're gonna put that sandbell right in between your knees. You can keep your medium, you can transition down to a lighter weight, but we're gonna try to keep our torso kind of squared up to the mat, and then go ahead and drop those knees side to side. So you're squeezing those knees together to keep that sandbell in place. Try to keep those shoulders pressed against the mat to really hit those obliques as you hit those weighted windshields. Final exercise, elbow plank. So we're gonna put our forearms onto that sandbell. By putting our forearms onto that sandbell, we're creating an unstable platform here. And then we're just gonna hit 30 seconds, straight leg lifts, and then 30 seconds in, we're gonna switch sides. All right, so let's get the circuit started. We're gonna be at a bell. You'll hear a bell go off 30 seconds, 15 seconds of recovery in between. If you are doing more than one round, make sure you allow for a longer recovery in between each of the rounds.